a little bit nervous.
To me on that when you say, yeah, he looked like the gay homie. I didn't know what you were talking about.
No, I wouldn't go to... Do you think this might be too early?
When 50 Cent's new audio was played, the room fell silent as the shocking details in the recording filled the air, and Diddy's normally unmoved calm vanished in an instant. Diddy had entered that courtroom calm, collected, and prepared to face whatever lay ahead, but nothing could have prepared him for what happened. Transformed the trial into a grand event. How did things go from joking jabs to this highly visible breakdown? Yesterday, Diddy Combs entered the courtroom wearing dark jeans, a sweater over a white-collared shirt, and a hug for his lawyers. The courtroom was tense, but as soon as Sean Diddy Combs entered, he seemed almost too composed. He was wearing a sharp suit and sunglasses that projected the image of a man in charge, but you could tell if you looked closely. Everyone sensed something big was brewing because of the subtle uneasiness in the room and the way eyes followed him across the floor. The energy wasn't just stiff. It was suffocating. People looked at their phones and whispered, wondering what might happen. Diddy gave his legal team courteous nods and sat up straight, trying to appear unaffected by the chaos connected to his name. But that statement didn't hold up. You can tell it was written by a lawyer because it kind of gets aggressive at that point. It seems like everything changed when the new audio evidence was presented. It was taken straight from 50 Cent's upcoming Netflix documentary, a project that is already causing a lot of controversy. As the recording played, the room fell silent, and every word was crystal clear. The courtroom wasn't just listening to audio. They were hearing the version of Diddy that 50 Cent has been referring to for years. It was evident that Diddy's voice was playful and suggestive in tone as he talked about wanting to go shopping with another man and offering to pay for it. He also mentioned that they needed to hang out. These remarks seemed innocuous at first, but in light of the ongoing allegations, they suddenly felt layered and exposing.
Diddy Combs walked into the courtroom yesterday wearing a sweater over a white-collared shirt and gray slacks. He hugged his attorneys when he got in.
Some people gasped, others looked confused or worried. A few reporters in the back quickly typed on their laptops, knowing this moment would make big news. Even Diddy's own team exchanged looks, clearly surprised that this clip was shown as evidence. You could feel the mood change, everything became tense, and everyone's eyes were on Diddy. At first, he just stared straight ahead, showing no reaction. But as the audio kept playing and the judge let more be heard, you could see his jaw tighten and his hands grip the table too hard. Then suddenly, he lost control. He stood up and started shouting. His words were messy, angry, and defensive. He pointed and demanded the audio be removed, yelling that it was taken the wrong way and that 50 Cent had changed the recording to make him look bad. The judge told everyone to be quiet. His lawyers quickly tried to calm him down, but it was too late. His calm was gone.
Various charges against him. The three main ones are racketeering, basically extortion, sex trafficking, and the transportation of people across state lines.
50 Cent isn't just watching the trial quietly. He's making sure everyone notices it. His Netflix documentary, which has the famous audio of Diddy, wasn't just made for fun. It was planned carefully. 50 Cent knew exactly when to release it right when Diddy was having more legal problems. This timing wasn't a mistake. It was part of the plan. 50 Cent, who made and talked in the documentary, wanted to show more than just Diddy's music career. He wanted to reveal secrets that people had only whispered about for years. The most important part was the private audio where Diddy said strange things during a casual talk. These words surprised everyone in the courtroom, and that was exactly what 50 Cent wanted. People can say what they want about 50 Cent. He's good at getting attention, smart at marketing, and never stops fighting back in hip-hop. But this documentary was more than just trying to get back at Diddy. Their fight has been going on for years with small insults and jokes online. But now, with Diddy's legal troubles, 50 Cent took a big step. Instead of just making jokes, he made sure the whole world could hear a side of Diddy no one usually sees.
Will you go out to the prison and will you visit him just for funsies?
I don't know. Look, because you think that right now you can feel like I'm his enemy.
Wait, now, what? Yeah,
Why would you feel that way?
I mean,
I'm not his enemy, the federal government.
You could say 50 Cent was trying to get back at Diddy, and maybe he was. But it also feels like 50 Cent wanted to show everyone something important that had been hidden for a long time. He used his documentary as a tool to do that. Whether people like him or not, it worked. The court even accepted the audio as proof, which shows how strong it was. The audio was a big surprise and changed everything. It wasn't just a normal talk. It was a clear look at things people had only guessed about before. When the audio played, it was obvious Diddy's words and actions were not just wrong, they made him look guilty. One of the most shocking parts was when Diddy talked about taking a man shopping and said, "Yo, why don't we go shopping? I'll pay for it." It sounded like a normal thing, but the way he said it felt like he was crossing a line that he shouldn't have. Everyone in the courtroom was quiet, trying to understand what they heard. Diddy even said, "Sorry, Your Honor, I'm a little nervous today." But it wasn't just that one thing. The whole conversation made it seem like Diddy was acting in a way that could hurt others. Some strange comments made people raise their eyebrows and wonder about him. These words made it harder to ignore the bad things people had been quietly talking about Diddy for years. Whether Diddy meant to say those things or not is one thing, but the fact that he said them, especially in a recorded call, was a big deal. After the audio played, everyone knew this story wasn't going to disappear soon. The audio didn't just make people worry about who Diddy really was. It also made the serious accusations against him feel more true. For years, people had whispered about Diddy doing bad things behind the scenes, but now there was proof. It helped connect all the pieces that people couldn't ignore anymore. The audio also fits with other accusations about Diddy being controlling and mean in the music world. His casual way of talking and ignoring limits matched what people had said about him before. It wasn't just rumors anymore. Everyone could hear it, and that made it much harder for Diddy to keep calm or control what people thought about him. When the audio was finally played in court, it shocked everyone. It didn't just surprise people. It changed the whole case. Now, the people trying to prove Diddy did wrong had real proof that didn't just rely on guesses or stories. Hearing Diddy's own voice saying these things made everything different. It was solid evidence that helped show Diddy's behavior was part of a bigger problem.
Yeah, we didn't had no thing. I wasn't sending nothing at him. Like, if it was on the street side like that, we would be actively doing things to each other.
This new proof gave the people trying to show Diddy did wrong a big help. They used it to show more clearly how Diddy acted. This made it harder for Diddy's lawyers to say the accusations were not true or not important. The audio was not just one bad thing he said. It showed a bigger pattern of bad and controlling behavior that had been going on quietly for years. Suddenly, the people trying the case had a strong way to prove this was not just a personal fight. It was part of a bigger and more serious problem that needed to be looked at. It was not just about the accusations anymore, but about what the audio showed about who Diddy really is.
When you continuously call Puff gay, does that affect your relationships in Hollywood?
I don't call him gay. I said,
Let me read it.
The legal effect was very big right away. First, people stopped trusting Diddy as much. His lawyers had to quickly find a way to explain the audio, but no matter what they said, the words in the recording were clear and direct. Everyone in the courtroom was shocked when the audio played, and it was clear that Diddy's position in the trial got much weaker. The lawyers' attempts to make the audio seem less important only made them look worried, which made people pay more attention to the prosecutors. After the clip came out, Diddy's legal team made a statement, but it sounded more like they were trying to fix the problem than truly defending him. They said the recording was taken out of context and didn't show what Diddy really meant. But anyone watching could see the damage was done. The audio gave a real unedited look at how Diddy acted, and his team had a hard time explaining it. When Diddy lost his cool in court, the media jumped on the story right away. The courtroom drama became big news, shown on websites, blogs, and TV. The leaked recording with its shocking parts was the main focus in most news. Stations and websites played the key parts again and again, looking at every detail. The trial stopped being just a legal matter and turned into a big show that everyone watched. People weren't only talking about the audio itself, but also about how someone famous like Diddy, who seemed untouchable, was now facing serious accusations in public.
How many of those 8 celebrities were close to being underage or potentially underage?
2 males.
Public figures, artists, and fans all had a lot to say about the situation. There were differing responses. However, many backers made snap decisions. Stood firmly, Diddy dismissing the audio as just one more assault from his detractors. These Diddy-loyal fans were reluctant to trust their icon for years. Could be connected to anything. Conversely, there were unethical supporters who were disappointed after seeing the posted video as evidence of what they believed for a long time, that this wasn't only regarding the court case that was involved, the sadness of witnessing a strong supposed connection between a person like Diddy and such dubious behaviors that these followers were vocal about, showing their shock on social media. Dissatisfaction among artists in the field were ringing in as well. Some utilized the moment to publicly disassociate themselves from Diddy, but others provided silent assistance. The music industry is a close-knit community, so when something similar happens, it's never about one person. It causes reverberations across the entire community. Some artists, particularly those with previous disputes with Diddy, observe this moment as a sort of vindication of others, especially those with close personal or professional relationships to he was more taciturn in their declarations, unclear of the depth of the circumstances might go.
Life sentence. The sex trafficking is 15 years minimum, and the transportation for prostitution purposes is 10 years minimum. So,
social media played a huge part in sharing and reacting to the news. Places like Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok exploded with posts, memes, videos, and strong opinions that filled everyone's feeds. People shared what they thought and added more fuel to the fire with every post. People from all kinds of backgrounds joined in, whether they were talking about the audio or making jokes about the situation. Today, news spreads fast, and every tweet or story makes reactions even bigger. The drama around Diddy's breakdown in court kept growing, making it impossible to ignore. The media stayed focused on the story, keeping it in the spotlight for everyone to talk about. The fight between Diddy and 50 Cent has been going on for almost 20 years. It started in the mid-2000s when 50 Cent openly attacked Diddy, showing he didn't respect him. At that time, 50 Cent was topping the music charts, and Diddy, already a big name, became one of his main targets. Over time, their rivalry turned into diss tracks, public insults, and constant digs shared in interviews and online. It became a famous fight in hip-hop, involving fans and other artists, and became one of the most talked about rivalries in the culture. Their tension first got big attention in 2006 when 50 Cent released a diss track called The I-Bomb that went straight at Diddy. That song showed the problem and started years of back-and-forth fighting. Since then, 50 Cent never held back, often saying Diddy was fake or had shady business moves. But Diddy always stayed calm and didn't react publicly to those attacks. Until now. I don't know.
I hope things are alright for him internally.
Speaking on?
I mean, at the crib. Because in the statement they mentioned this.
Oh, you don't.
The recent court scene happened because of 50 Cent's Netflix documentary and the audio it showed. This is another big moment in the long fight between 50 Cent and Diddy. People who know their history aren't surprised because 50 Cent has said for years he wasn't finished going after Diddy. The documentary showed some bad parts of Diddy's past and how he acts, giving 50 Cent something to hurt Diddy's good image. The leaked audio, especially the weird and uncomfortable parts with Diddy, made things even worse for him. This court mess is the biggest and most serious problem Diddy has had in a long time. Before, he ignored attacks, but now that the audio is out for everyone to hear, he can't just ignore it. 50 Cent is clearly using a smart plan. He's using his documentary and big audience to attack Diddy when he didn't expect it. The timing was perfect because Diddy is already in trouble with the law and a court case. So what do you think about all this? Tell us in the comments.